Keep it 100 with you. You know I'm fucking with you. You know I love it when you show me the diamond in you. These boys be lying to you. I just wanna show you, you deserve it. I see no flaw, baby, you perfect. Don't let these bitches get you nervous, and don't let these niggas see you hurting. Just let these bosses see you working. I never got to get to pull up to your crib and see you, but I'ma come and see you. Just know these girls won't be you. Just know these girls be hating on you, cuz.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ariel, and today I decided to do a story time for you guys, talking about my fibroid story. So if you're interested in watching, stay tuned. Okay, so if you guys are not familiar with fibroids are non-cancerous tumors located within the uterus. And I guess African Americans are more likely to have it than any other race. But how I found out about having fibroids was, I guess, back in 2018. At the time, my then boyfriend kept encouraging me to go to the doctor, make an appointment, because like he felt like the bottom of my stomach and it was like really hard. And I was also experiencing pains where I couldn't like lay on my stomach or anything like that. Like, it was really uncomfortable. And mind you, I've been working at my job since about maybe 2015, so about 5 years. And I was able to receive medical insurance through my job, but I had never went to the doctor because I don't really get sick like that. So I didn't see the need to go to the doctor. So I don't know, it was around my birthday. I was turning 28, and I decided that I'm like, okay, let me go to the doctor. Let me schedule an appointment because I'm 28 and I haven't been to the OBGYN and things like that. I haven't really been examined. So I was like, okay, let me go. So it might have been the day before or the day after my birthday. Or my birthday. Could have been my birthday. So I go to the OBGYN, and I'm laying down on the table. She sticks a little thing in me and is like turning it, twisting it or whatever. And she's like feeling on my stomach, asking me does stuff hurt, and then she feels my stomach and she's like, what is that? What's in there? And I'm like, hold on, like what are you talking about? Like, there's nothing in there. And she's like, no, there's something in there. And I'm like, no, it's not. I take pregnancy tests and I'm not pregnant. So she was like, well, it's either one or two things. Either a fibroid or a baby. And I'm like, okay, well, I for sure know it's not a baby, so I'm not worried about that. But I'm like, a fibroid? Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, what is that? Okay, so she's like, okay, we're going to have to take you to the room for you to get an ultrasound or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So she tells me to like get dressed and everything, and then I go to the other room, and there's another lady in there, I guess a nurse or OBGYN as well, and they hook me up to put the ultrasound on my stomach, and lo and behold, it's a fibroid. But let me go back to the other room. I think when I was in the other room and she was like telling me, I kind of got a little sad. It kind of just teared up a little bit because I was just like, a fibroid? Like, what does this mean for, you know, the baby? I mean, what does this mean for future babies, for my future? Because, you know, I want to have kids. I don't have any right now, but I do want to have kids in the future. So, like, that's what happened. Well, that's what I first thought, and like my heart freaking dropped, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, I'm not going to be able to have kids. So then after that, like, back to the ultrasound room. She told me I had 2 fibroids. She said one was big and then the other one was smaller, and I guess it was located more in the back of the uterus. And she told me she wasn't really worried about that one, but she was more worried about the bigger one, because you know I could probably have like some health problems, or like it could affect, I don't know, my lungs, or I don't know, whatever it could affect. So but yeah, she just told me like she had fibroids, and you know it's very common in women, and African American women, and to not be worried about that one. So basically she told me that they were going to schedule an MRI appointment, and so we scheduled that, got that taken care of, and yeah, but let me backtrack just a little bit. After that day, I went home, like told my boyfriend everything, and I just was like, yeah, so turns out I have fibroids. And he was just like, pretty much just saying like, see, I told you to go, you know, get checked out or whatever. He's like, did you see the importance of, you know, making appointments and going to appointments? And I'm like, yeah. So then I go to the MRI appointment. They have me undressed, put on this like a regular doctor type kind of outfit, but with like pants and stuff. And so I put it on. They ask me questions, and then I get under the machine, and the machine was very annoying. It was just like banging, like boom, 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 and then it was like very claustrophobic, because it was just like you're in this tight space and you gotta like lay down still. It was so uncomfortable, and I believe I had to stay in there for like an hour to 2 hours. Like, oh, I was ready for it to be over. So after that appointment, I don't know if that was when I found out what the size was, or if it was during the first OBGYN appointment. But I found out the size of it was 18 by 20 by 1 or something like that. Fibroids. So basically it makes me look like, they said, about 5 months pregnant. Oh, and I never said, like, at my job people would always ask me, people always come to me, oh, are you pregnant? Oh, congratulations. Like, and I'm just like, no, I'm not pregnant. They'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. But I was just like, it's cool. Like, I get asked it all the time, you know. It's fine. Don't even take offense to it. But I just hope that I'm educating people on this, because a lot of people don't know, and men and women alike. But men, well, okay, there was one man who did ask me if I was pregnant. But usually men don't, but it's usually the females who do approach me and ask me if I'm pregnant. But I'm not. Okay, so after the MRI, my doctor wanted to, I guess, see if I wanted to either go the surgery route or maybe like a laser. But she told me she was gonna like get in contact back with me about seeing if we could do the laser route instead of the surgery, and she would just let me know like if it was too big or not. So yeah, it was like we just kept playing phone tag and like emails and everything. So, and you know, the OBGYN, she never like told me that I should about other options that I could do. Like, you know, they just went kind of really just into like medical procedures. So me being who I am, of course, I'm like Googling about fibroids and trying to learn all that I can, because I'm just like, look, I am not trying to do a surgery, because I think obviously they gotta go in and probably cut me open and like take it out, and I'm just like, that would just make it so that when I do have kids in the future where I have to have a C-section, and I don't want to be told like, since you got this surgery now you have to have a C-section. Like, that's not cool. So after finding out that, yeah, I was just Googling, and I did find out, and I was YouTubing, of course. I found out about like Castor Oil Packs, and that was really the main thing that I found out about. Oh, and then of course like going vegan and eating healthier. But I'm a tourist, I love to eat, so like I'm like, I ain't giving up no food. Like, I don't know. So after that, I ended up talking to a coworker one day, and I guess she was talking about her surgeries that she had went through. It wasn't related to fibroids or anything, but you know, some type of surgery she had to have. And so I ended up sharing my experience with what was going on with me, with her, and she was like, oh yeah, there's this girl who does VSteams. And I'm like, VSteams? What's that? Like, never heard of it. So yeah, she was like, yeah, it can treat fibroids and all this other stuff. So she like gave me the girl's Instagram and stuff like that. So I was like, cool, 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 you know. So I made my appointment to get the VSteam, and I really loved the experience. It was very enjoyable and great experience. So after getting the VSteam, the girl gives you like recommendations of things you should do for whatever you're going to her for. And she gave me some stuff, but at first I didn't really. I'm just like, I don't need that. I think the VSteams will be just fine. But so I did about 3 VSteams with her, I believe. But it became harder to like book appointments and different things like that. So, and then of course it kind of gets a little pricey, but you know, it was worth it. But so after I was noticing like a lot of people were doing at home VSteams and stuff like that. And I think I saw Erica Mena's page on Instagram, and she was like talking about it and everything. By then I had already been doing VSteams, but I just thought it was cool that she was talking about doing it at home ones, even though I had already known people on YouTube was already doing that. So I was like, you know what, let me order me some herbs. And then I saw the one that she had was promoting, though, had the little plastic seat that you could put either on the toilet or in the bathtub or something. But I just was like, no. And then after like actually going to a VSteam place, I was like, I want one that's I want kind of like the seat like the girl had at the thing. So I'm like, what are these seats called? Like, nobody was like really putting it in their YouTube videos if they did have the seat, what it was called. So like, there was only, I came across one video. I don't know what the lady's name is. If I find it, I'll like tag her below. But I saw her, and she actually put what it was called, and the chair is called a commode seat. Didn't even know what it was called. So I found that. You can look up that on Amazon. I have a gray one, and it's just a seat that I guess people who are like crutches or stuff like need. So it's like a toilet type seat. I bought a pot, I bought the commode seat, and I bought the herbs. And I've been doing my own herbs, so I have it right here. Let's see. Oh, it's right here. These are the herbs, all is well herbs. And there was like 4 in a pack, so it was good for like 4 sessions. And these are the herbs. They smell really good. And they come in little packs like this, and you just like pour it into the pot. Well, you steam your water on the stove, of course, and then you pour these in, let it steep for, I think it said like 15 minutes. No, for 5 minutes. And then I like put it under my commode seat, sit on top of the steam, you know, wrap it up, wrap myself up with like, you can use a towel, or you can use a blanket or a skirt. I probably recommend a towel or the skirt because the blanket was so hot. I was like sweating bullets. Okay. But yeah, so I have 1 more of these left. So yeah, I've been doing my at-home VSteams. I definitely recommend it. VSteams are good for so much, ladies. So beneficial. Helps with a lot of things. And oh, I was also doing the Castor Oil Packs, which I bought this brand off Amazon right here. It is the, what is this? Heritage store. I can't read that great. It's the Palma Christie Castor Oil Packs. And it comes with your castor oil, some wipes, and it came with the little wool flannel, but I used it all, so I'm going to have to get some more of that so I can continue to do that. And to go along with that, I also bought little heating pad off Amazon. Amazon is the GOAT if you don't know. So And it comes with this, and it has like the levels and everything on it. High, medium, low, and warm. So I put the oil, you put the castor oil all over your belly, and then you want to use something. I use not saran wrap, because I didn't really want to use plastic, but I used I forget what it's called, but it's the type of, not aluminum foil, but it's like the clear version of it. I forget what it's called. I'll link it below, so I can't remember. I got that off Amazon too. And then after you kind of wrap that put that over the castor oil, then you put this on, and I just lay back and relax and let it like go for like an hour or whatever. So that's how I do my castor oil packs. Oh, and then recently I bought some herbal teas. I was googling about herbal teas. So they look like this. They're from DHerbs. I'm sure you guys probably heard of DHerbs before. I think I remember we used to hear it on like the radio or something. TV, probably the radio. But I got the Uterus tea, which is the one I started off using. It comes with 20 herbal tea packs, and I think it's only $12.50 a pack. So I'm definitely going to order some more. It tastes really good. I put honey in mine, but I mean, you can use whatever type of sweetener you want to use. So you just, of course, steam your water, put your tea bag, and it's like actual tea bags. And today, since it's that time of the month, I finally got to crack open this one, which is the menstrual cycle tea. And I drink this, and they're supposed to help with aid in cleansing and nourishing the female reproductive system. It helps your body return to a natural healthy state. And this one strengthens the body against stress, assists in soothing the nerves, and also helps to maintain a balanced female hormonal system and nourish the female reproductive system. So it helps maintain more normal and regulated menstrual cycle. Oh, and another thing, like, about, since we were talking about cycles, I switched over to more like natural organic pads. So this is the type that I use, the brand L. I really like this brand. But I know with a lot of the natural ones, I mean, I haven't come across one yet, so I've only used this brand and another brand. I can't really remember what that one was called. Oh, it's the one with like the scented pads that are kind of like minty and like you feel it tingle. I like those though. I forgot what that brand is called, but I'll link that below too. But these ones, I get these, you can get these at Target. I saw Safeway even have it too, but it's L. Really like it. It says every L purchase supports women as agents of change. Learn more about this. But yeah, these are way much better for you ladies. So if you're not on the organic pads, definitely get on them. The only thing about them is like they kind of be like really thin, and they have longer ones, but this one's like a really smaller one. So you really do have to like, I don't know, find out which ones are the longer ones. I don't remember which ones, but it's not which ones. Don't get this gray pack if you want longer ones. And then they also have a brand of tampons. I just got into tampons, guys. I'm 28, about to be 29 this month. So, you know, I just started using these. These are like the best invention ever. Okay, like, I was sleeping on the tampons, but tampons are really good. They come in a cute little clear container, but I got rid of the container. Just to conserve more space. So yeah, ladies, get on this. Oh, and another thing about my period. So, like, my period came on like started coming on like every 14 days, guys. Like, my period was here in like no time. I already hate periods, and then the fact that it was like doing all that, it was just too much. So recently on March like 23rd, okay, I'll say like the 25th, I decided to make a lifestyle change and decided to be vegan, plant-based. So yeah, I decided to do that, and it's an exciting journey. Like, I never thought that I the girl who loves food would be vegan or plant-based. Like, never, well, okay, I kind of started to thinking, because I came across a few YouTube videos and YouTube vlogs of people who are vegan, like the Ghetto Vegans. Subscribe to them if you are interested. But I really knew I just needed to make a lifestyle change to if I want to really treat this fibroid, because I'm tired of looking like I'm pregnant. I'm getting asked if I'm pregnant when I'm not. Only time I look pregnant is when I am pregnant, because, you know, we're trying to have a hot girl summer or whatever. But yeah, so this was the first time. Now my period went from 14 days to I think like 21. So that's a lot better, because I was like 21 or 23. So I am so happy. It might definitely be the vegan lifestyle, me eating more plants and fruits and things like that. So I can definitely say this vegan life has definitely helped me out. I haven't really noticed a huge difference in my stomach. I mean, my stomach feels a lot softer. Now it really just feels like it's fat, but I mean, I don't know. I'm sure it's still in there, but I just hope it's shrinking. And even with the vegan thing, there's some stuff that I know I have to like still stay away from, like they say like soy and stuff. So I'm gonna really try to kick it in and try to make sure I'm doing more vegetables and fruits, not just like box stuff that I get. So later I definitely want to make a video on more on this vegan lifestyle journey that I'm taking, and also if you actually want to see a video of the VSteam or anything like that, I can do that. I got you guys. I've also been working out lately, so I'm just trying to be like on a major health kick and really like take care of my body and listen to my body, because I was not listening to my body, and like meditating and all that stuff too. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy this video. I hope you guys look forward to seeing more videos from me, beauty, health, fitness, just all of the above, like anything I like, music, I don't know, girl talks, whatever the case may be. Maybe more story times, even though my life is kind of boring and not that interesting. But yeah, oh, vlogs, I think I definitely want to do those, incorporate a few of those too. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope this video was very informative, and I hope it finds you guys well. Bye.
Eat as hell, got me a bad bitch, she ain't average, but I'm on them good D right now. We live in lavish, high glasses, on nobody won't be right now. Right now, right now, right now, right now.